So let's visit the Lephalale TVET College in the Waterberg district in Limpopo. And to do that, I want to start in the western central part of Africa. And I want to take the route the Bantus took in their great migration down and through Africa, either going across Africa to the eastern side and then down via Mozambique, or the route we're going to take now, which is down the western side and through Angola, getting to Botswana and then hitting the Great Limpopo Plains. Now, the first thing I want you to look out for as we do this is the central plateau of Angola. And there you will see this massive drainage system which pours downwards either on the right into the Okavango Delta with its wildlife and absolutely astonishing reserves, and then to your left the Great Zambezi River running down to the Victoria Falls and Lake Kariba on the one side. And then in front of you, you can see the Makgadikgadi pans, and that used to be one of the world's biggest lakes, which is now a salt pan, which still sustains animals. And now we're flying down over the Limpopo basin, and in front of you, you can see this big black hole known as the Groot Geluk mine. It's one of the biggest open cast coal mines in the world. And the reason why we're going there is because next to it is Medupi, and next to Medupi is the small town of Lephalale. Now, it's a very recent town. We're going to fly, and just on the one side, you're going to see our old conservative white town called Ellis Ras, which was full of conservatives and AWB guys. And when they started to work on the initial power station called Matimba, what happened was they decided to build a purely white small town called Onverwacht after the farm there. And this town was basically, no money was too much to spend on the place. It's got a golf course which runs through the whole town. You can see those green sections there. It's got sports fields, rugby fields, gyms, basically anything to keep the Afrikaner white skilled family labor set happy and comfortable and prepared to come here. Now, in this area, they've set up the Lephalale TVET College. This is the main campus. It offers hospitality and electrical infrastructure, engineering and related design, office administration and business studies. It does mechanical engineering and electrical engineering and all sorts of skills. Diesel mechanics, boiler making, welding. And I'm pulling out so you can get a picture of this white part of Lephalale called Onverwacht. It's now more transformed, but the property prices here have exploded basically. They were expensive as around Cape Town at one stage, although it's already going bust and it's going to increasingly go bust. And the reason why I'm pulling out over there is I want to see in front of you at the top the black location, which was built for black families, also skilled, whose labor was needed. And that is called Maropeng. And basically they had to build the black area because they'd got rid of all the other black people staying in the area and pushed them into the Leboa homelands, and they were having to travel around about 90 kilometers every day to get to work. Now you can see in the background there, you can see the Matimba Power Station. Now we're flying over the Medupi Power Station. I just want to fly a little bit around the Groot Geluk coal mine. It's an open cast mine, which is greatly beloved by mining owners because basically you can cut down on labor. Massive use of machinery, big trucks are used, and that means you can just scoop the coal out and you don't have to spend too much money on labor. Now, the black labor that was needed initially stayed in the township, which you can see over here, called Maropeng, and you'll notice that it's located right next to the old Matimba Power Station. No worries about pollution, no worries about the fact that your life expectancy would drop if you lived there. It was near to the power station and they needed the labor. Now with the Medupi Power Station, I've flown right over it so you can see the 6 famous units which have been coming online. You can see 4 online, you can see 2 are still under construction when we flew over here via Google Earth. And that's caused problems. And I'm pulling out because I kind of now want to give you a picture of the Leboa homelands in the background. where they extracted the labor from. And then you can see the Crocodile River below you. And now we're flying over the beautiful Waterberg district into the Modimolle campus, which is a satellite campus. It's very small. Now, Modimolle is one of the business heartlands of the Waterberg area. And initially, when the Afrikaners came here, they were following their Bible for directions. They were deeply conservative Christians. And they thought they'd found the source of the Nile, and they thought they had found the pyramids, and that's why it was called Nailstrom. You can see the kopje, or the hill we've just gone past. That's the Modimolle kopje, place of great sacred worth to the people who lived here, called God Has Devoured. And now we're flying over the township in the area. It's called Pachameng. And we visited the Modimolle campus, which, as I said, only offers 2 basic courses, office administration, and you can become assistant over there. And I'm pulling backwards because I want you to get an idea of just what devastation the mining can actually cause. And the idea behind new development plans in this area is to extend the coal mining, even though there's not enough water in the area, because there's hopes of extracting as much coal as they can, even though we under global warming imperatives where we've got to be very careful about how we use these fossil fuels. Now we're flying over the Mokolo Dam, which was specifically constructed for water for these power stations. And you have these big infrastructure projects where they have to build big dams and big mines for big industries, and the people who benefit from it mostly are the capitalists and the BEE guys who get involved. And the local people in the area are left after the boom town is gone with a destroyed environment, rivers which don't work, and broken infrastructure because all the money is being extracted and taken out. So it's a complex story with these TVET colleges and what they do. And as I pull out now, I just want to kind of show you all the TVET colleges. You've got the Bloberg there on the one side with our old Malebocho, remember him? And you've got the Soutpansberg with Mikado and Vembe TVET. You've got Letaba over there with Mkhoba and his great struggles. You can see Palaboa underneath with the Mopane southeast. And then you've got the Sekekune land with the Sekekune colleges. And as we pull out over this Limpopo area, I just want to give you a sight of how the Bantu migration happened along the eastern side. You can see how they'd have come down, moving along the plains, moving all the way down southern Africa, following the ocean and following the rivers until they eventually got to the Eastern Cape, where all of a sudden they met with a couple of white guys who thought they owned the whole land and they deserved to have everything that was there.